Life advice from decades of experience. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you something money cannot buy. Schools cannot fully teach, and time itself cannot erase wisdom. When you reach the age of 80, you begin to see life differently. You no longer measure success by how many cars are in the driveway or how many zeros are in the bank account. You measure it by the love you gave, the lives you touched, the obstacles you overcame, and the lessons that shaped you. At 80, you don't speak from theory. You speak from experience. You've fallen, you've risen, you've cried, you've laughed, and you've seen the world in both its brightest colors and darkest shadows. And through it all, you've learned that wisdom is not about knowing everything. It's about understanding what truly matters. So today, I want to pass on some life advice. Not advice you read in a textbook, but advice forged in the fire of living. The kind of lessons that will help you not just survive life, but truly live it. Value your time. You can always make another dollar, but you can never make another minute. Time is life's greatest currency. Spend it wisely. Chase growth, not perfection. You will never be perfect. You will never have it all figured out. But if you grow a little every single day, you'll become unstoppable. Choose courage over comfort. Every dream worth chasing will make you uncomfortable. If you want something different, you must be willing to do something different. Surround yourself with builders. Life is too short to spend with people who tear you down. Stay close to those who lift you higher. Forgive quickly, love deeply. Holding grudges will only chain you to your past. Forgiveness sets you free. Health is wealth. At 80, I can tell you this, your body is your true vehicle in life. Take care of it, you only get one. Keep dreaming. Don't let age, setbacks, or opinions shrink your imagination. Dreams keep you alive no matter your age. Serve others. The greatest joy in life doesn't come from what you get, but from what you give. Gratitude is the secret weapon. Every single day, find something to be thankful for. It will change the way you see the world. Never stop learning. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop living. Stay curious, stay hungry. My friends, 80 years of living has taught me this: success is not about what you achieve, but about who you become in the process. Life will not give you everything you want, but if you stay faithful, courageous, and grateful, you'll discover that life has already given you everything you need. So stand tall, keep fighting, keep loving, and keep believing, because the best part of your story is still being written. Time is life's greatest treasure. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose possessions and replace them. But when you lose time, it is gone forever. Every tick of the clock is a piece of your life slipping away, never to return. At 80 years old, you realize the truth. Time is the most valuable currency you will ever hold, and how you spend it determines the quality of your life. Most people live as if they have an endless supply of time. They postpone their dreams until someday. They tell themselves, I'll start next year, I'll take that trip. When I retire, I'll spend more time with my family when things slow down. But the reality is, someday is not on the calendar. You only have today, and what you do with it will either move you closer to your dreams or further away. Think about this: time is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, young or old, famous or unknown. Everyone is given the same 24 hours each day. The difference is not in how much time we have, but in how we use it. Some people waste their hours complaining, procrastinating, or waiting for the perfect moment. Others use those same hours to build, create, love, and live with purpose. When you understand the value of time, you begin to see distractions for what they really are: thieves. Every unnecessary argument, every wasted day scrolling through other people's lives, every moment spent doubting yourself steals time that could have been invested in your growth, your family, or your purpose. At 80, you look back and realize it was never the years that mattered most, it was the moments. And here's the truth. You don't need more time, you need to become more intentional with the time you already have. That means learning to say no to the things that don't serve your future, to the people who drain your energy, and to the habits that waste your days. Every yes you give should be to something that adds value to your life or to the lives of others. Time also teaches us urgency. Too many people wait for the right conditions before they act. Waiting for the economy to change, waiting for someone to give them permission, waiting until they feel ready. But here's what 80 years of life will teach you. You will never feel fully ready, and the perfect time will never arrive. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Think of the opportunities you may have missed simply because you thought you had more time. That call you didn't make, that idea you didn't chase, that love you didn't express. At 80, you recognize that regret doesn't come from what you tried and failed. It comes from what you never tried at all. And almost always, the reason people don't try is because they think they have more time. So the question you must ask yourself every day is simple. Am I spending my time, or am I investing it? When you spend it, it is gone with no return. But when you invest it in learning, loving, building, and creating, it pays dividends for a lifetime. Every moment matters. Every choice counts. And when you value your time, you begin to value your life. Perfection is an illusion that robs people of their potential. Too many of us wait for everything to line up perfectly before we begin. We say, I'll start when I have more money, more time, more knowledge, more connections. But life has taught me this: if you wait for perfect conditions, you will wait your entire life. Growth begins not when everything is perfect, but when you decide to take the first step despite imperfection. Chasing perfection keeps you paralyzed. You spend more time preparing than doing. You spend more time analyzing than acting. You spend more time comparing yourself to others instead of focusing on your own journey. And while you're standing still, life is moving on without you. Growth, on the other hand, is about progress. It's about being better today than you were yesterday, even if it's just by one small step. When you pursue growth, you understand that mistakes are not failures. They are lessons. Every misstep teaches you something valuable. Every setback refines your character. Every obstacle you face becomes a classroom where wisdom is taught. But when you chase perfection, you see mistakes as proof that you're not good enough. That mindset stops you from even trying, and that's the real failure. The truth is, growth requires courage. It takes courage to start before you're ready, to speak when your voice shakes, to act even when you're unsure. But that's how greatness is built. Nobody became excellent overnight. Every master was once a beginner. Every expert was once clueless. They did not wait until they were perfect. They grew into who they became. Think of a seed. When it's planted, it doesn't look like much. It's small, fragile, and buried in the dark. But as long as it keeps growing, it will push through the soil, reach for the sun, and eventually become a tree. Life is the same. You may start small, uncertain, and invisible, but if you commit to growth, you will break through barriers and become something greater than you ever imagined. Chasing growth means celebrating small victories. Too often, people dismiss their progress because it doesn't look impressive to others. But greatness is built in the small, consistent steps no one sees. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every habit you improve. It may not look like much in the moment, but over time, those small wins compound into transformation. Perfection demands approval from others, but growth demands commitment to yourself. When you chase perfection, you worry about how people see you. When you chase growth, you focus on how you see yourself. You stop asking, Am I good enough for them? And start asking, am I better than I was yesterday? That shift is where confidence, resilience, and fulfillment are born. So don't fear imperfection. It's proof that you are growing. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Stay in your lane, move at your pace, and embrace the process. Because in the end, life does not reward those who tried to be perfect. It rewards those who had the courage to grow. Comfort is a silent trap. It feels safe, it feels easy, it feels familiar, but it keeps you stuck where you are. Courage, on the other hand, feels risky, uncertain, and sometimes terrifying, but it's the only path to growth, progress, and freedom. Every breakthrough in life begins with one decision: to step out of comfort and step into courage. When you live in comfort, you settle. You settle for jobs you hate, relationships that don't fulfill you, and dreams that never see the light of day. You convince yourself, this is good enough. I don't want to rock the boat. But here's the truth. Good enough is the enemy of greatness, and courage is what pushes you to demand more from yourself and from life. Think about it. Every dream worth chasing will make you uncomfortable. That business you want to start will require long nights, sacrifice, and uncertainty. That book you want to write will expose your thoughts and open you up to criticism. That relationship you want to pursue may risk rejection. But without courage, you will never know what could have been. Without courage, comfort will rob you of your destiny. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means acting in spite of fear. Fear whispers, what if I fail? What if I get hurt? What if they laugh at me? Courage answers, what if I succeed? What if I grow stronger? What if I inspire someone else? Fear sees obstacles. Courage sees opportunities. Fear keeps you chained to the past. Courage pulls you toward the future. And here's the beautiful part. Every time you choose courage, your comfort zone expands. That thing that once scared you becomes normal. Speaking in front of 5 people might terrify you today, but after you do it, you realize you can handle it. Next time you speak to 50, then 500, then 5,000. Courage builds muscle. The more you use it, the stronger you become. Comfort feels good in the moment, but leaves you empty in the long run. Courage feels terrifying in the moment, but leaves you proud, fulfilled, and alive. At 80, you don't remember the nights you played it safe. You remember the risks you took, the chances you embraced, the moments you stood up when fear told you to sit down. Those are the moments that shape your story. People often wait for courage to magically appear before they act, but courage doesn't come first. Action does. Once you take that step, even while shaking, courage meets you along the way. It is in doing the uncomfortable thing that you discover just how strong you really are. So ask yourself, are you choosing comfort or are you choosing courage? Because one will give you safety, but the other will give you life. And every dream, every achievement, every extraordinary life ever lived, it was all built on the foundation of courage. The people you allow into your life will either lift you higher or drag you lower. At 80, one of the clearest lessons you learn is this: relationships shape destiny. If you walk with dreamers, you will dream bigger. If you walk with complainers, you will complain louder. If you walk with builders, you will build stronger. Your circle has the power to determine the size of your vision and the quality of your future. Too many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they keep the wrong company. You can't fly with eagles if you're scratching the ground with chickens. You can't expect to grow if you surround yourself with people who have no desire to grow. Builders are different. They challenge you, inspire you, and remind you of what you're capable of when you forget. Builders are the ones who see your potential even when you doubt yourself. They don't just cheer for your victories. They help you fight through your struggles. They'll push you to stretch beyond your comfort zone, and won't let you settle for mediocrity. Their presence becomes fuel for your ambition, and their faith in you becomes the mirror that shows you your own strength. And let's be honest, being around destroyers drains the life out of you. These are the people who always find problems instead of solutions, who criticize instead of encourage, who remind you of your limits instead of your possibilities. Every conversation with them leaves you smaller, weaker, and less hopeful. At 80, you realize life is too short to give your energy to those who only tear you down. Surrounding yourself with builders doesn't mean they agree with you all the time. In fact, real builders will challenge you. They'll ask you the hard questions. They'll call you out when you're making excuses, and they'll refuse to let you quit on yourself. Builders don't flatter you. They sharpen you. And though it may be uncomfortable in the moment, it makes you stronger for the long run. Every great achievement in history was not done alone. It was built with the support of a strong circle. A dream may be born inside you, but it grows stronger when shared with the right people. Builders remind you that success is never a solo journey. Behind every leader, every innovator, every dreamer who made it, there was a team of encouragers and supporters who believed in them. That's why you must choose your circle intentionally. Don't just allow anyone access to your mind, your heart, and your time. Guard your environment as carefully as you guard your health. Because just as you can't grow flowers in poisoned soil, you can't grow dreams in a toxic circle. Builders create the environment where greatness can flourish. So look around at the people closest to you. Ask yourself, are they helping me rise, or are they holding me back? Are they speaking life into me, or are they draining it out of me? Because your future is too important to place in the hands of people who don't believe in building. One of the hardest lessons life teaches us is forgiveness. People will hurt you, betray you, disappoint you, and sometimes break your heart. And if you carry that pain for years, it will poison your spirit. Forgiveness is not about excusing what someone did. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of what they did. When you forgive quickly, you release the burden that keeps you chained to the past. Holding grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It eats away at your peace, your joy, and your energy. Some people carry anger for decades, replaying the same story over and over again in their minds. But at 80, you realize life is too short to let bitterness steal your days. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength. It takes power to let go and move forward. When you forgive, you don't erase the memory, you transform it. The pain becomes a lesson. The betrayal becomes wisdom. The heartbreak becomes fuel for growth. Forgiveness allows you to look back without being trapped, to remember without being broken, and to move ahead without being weighed down. And while forgiveness heals your past, love enriches your present. To love deeply is to live fully. Love is not just a feeling, it's an action. It's being present with your family, showing kindness to strangers, lifting others when they fall, and reminding people they matter. At 80, you don't remember the possessions you owned, you remember the moments of love you shared. Loving deeply means taking risks. It means opening your heart even when you've been hurt before. It means telling people you love them today, not waiting for tomorrow. Too often we hold back, thinking we'll have more time. But life is unpredictable. When you love deeply, you make sure the people around you never have to wonder how much they meant to you. And here's the truth. Forgiveness and love go hand in hand. You cannot love deeply if your heart is filled with resentment. And you cannot forgive fully unless you allow love to soften your heart. Together, they create freedom, freedom from the past and freedom to live fully in the present. Loving deeply also means loving yourself. Too many people are quick to forgive others, but slow to forgive themselves. They punish themselves for past mistakes, holding on to guilt long after the lesson has been learned. But life is about growth, not perfection. To love yourself is to give yourself permission to start again, to try again, and to believe again. So forgive quickly, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace and love deeply, not because it's easy, but because love is the one thing that multiplies every time you give it away. At 80, you realize something powerful: without health, nothing else matters. You can have all the money in the world, all the recognition, all the possessions. But if your body is failing, you cannot enjoy any of it. Health is the real currency of life. It's the foundation that allows you to pursue dreams, spend time with loved ones, and live with energy and freedom. Too often, people sacrifice their health in pursuit of success. They work long hours, neglect rest, eat whatever is convenient, and push their bodies to the limit. They chase wealth at the expense of well-being, but eventually the body sends the bill, and the price is always higher than you imagine. At 80, you understand that true success is not what you have. It's being healthy enough to enjoy what you have. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through this journey called life. If you don't maintain it, it will break down. Just like a car needs fuel, oil, and care to run smoothly, your body needs nourishment, exercise, and rest. The way you treat your body today will decide the quality of your tomorrows. Neglect it, and you shorten your future. Honor it, and you extend your vitality. Health is not just physical, it's also mental and emotional. You can eat the best foods, exercise every day, and still be unhealthy if your mind is filled with stress, anger, and worry. A peaceful mind and a joyful heart are just as important as a strong body. At 80, you see clearly. Laughter, gratitude, and inner peace are some of the best medicines in the world. And let's not forget the power of prevention. Too many people wait until something is broken before they start caring about it. They ignore the warning signs, thinking I'll be fine. But prevention is always easier and kinder than cure. Taking small steps daily, like drinking more water, walking a little further, resting when needed, and managing stress, adds years to your life and life to your years. Health is also about habits. The little things you do consistently become the big results you live with. One unhealthy meal won't harm you, and one workout won't save you. But repeated over time, those choices shape your health. Your daily habits are either making you stronger or weaker, either adding to your energy or subtracting from it. When you value health, you also value time, because good health doesn't just add years to your life, it adds life to your years. It allows you to travel, to play with your grandchildren, to keep dreaming, to keep creating, to keep living fully. Without it, every other dream is cut short. So at 80, the lesson is crystal clear: guard your health like a treasure. Feed your body with what strengthens it. Feed your mind with what inspires it, and feed your soul with what gives it peace. Because in the end, health is not just wealth, it's freedom. Dreams are the fuel of life. They are what keep the heart alive and the spirit burning, no matter your age. At 80, you discover that the moment you stop dreaming is the moment you stop truly living. Dreams give you a reason to get up in the morning, a reason to push through obstacles, and a reason to believe that tomorrow can still be better than today. Too many people abandon their dreams as they get older. They convince themselves it's too late. I've missed my chance. My time has passed. But that is a lie. As long as you are breathing, it is never too late to dream again. Dreams don't belong to the young. They belong to the bold. And boldness is not measured in years, but in spirit. When you keep dreaming, you keep growing. A dream stretches you beyond your comfort zone. It forces you to learn, to adapt, to take risks, and to discover strengths you didn't know you had. Without dreams, life becomes routine. just going through the motions. But with dreams, life becomes an adventure filled with purpose, passion, and possibility. Dreams also give you hope in difficult times. When life knocks you down, and it will, your dream becomes the anchor that keeps you steady. It whispers, "This setback is not the end. There's still more waiting for you." Without a dream, challenges feel like dead ends. With a dream, challenges become detours that still lead you toward your destination. And here's the truth. Dreams don't have to be grand or world-changing to be meaningful. Some dreams are quiet but powerful, like traveling to a place you've always wanted to see, writing a story you've carried inside you for years, or leaving behind wisdom for the next generation. Whether big or small, every dream matters, because every dream breathes life into your soul. Keeping your dreams alive also inspires others. People watch how you live, especially the younger generation. When they see you dreaming at 80, they learn that life does not stop after retirement, after failure, or after hardship. They see that passion and purpose don't expire with age. Your courage to dream becomes permission for them to chase their own. Dreams don't come with an expiration date, they come with an invitation. An invitation to imagine, to believe, and to act. Some dreams take years to come true, but that doesn't mean they aren't worth chasing. In fact, the longer a dream takes, the sweeter the victory when it finally arrives. So keep dreaming, keep imagining, keep believing that the best is yet to come. Because as long as your heart is still beating, your story is still unfolding, and your dreams still have the power to take you places you've never been before. The greatest joy in life doesn't come from what you get. It comes from what you give. At 80, you see clearly that material possessions fade, money comes and goes, and achievements eventually lose their shine. But the impact you make on others, the kindness you show, the lives you touch, that is what lasts. Serving others is the true measure of a meaningful life. When you serve others, you step outside of yourself. Too often, people get caught up in their own struggles, their own worries, their own goals. But when you extend a hand to someone else, something shifts inside you. You realize that no matter how heavy your load feels, someone else is carrying something heavier. And by helping them, you not only lighten their burden, you lighten your own. Service doesn't always mean grand gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as a smile, a word of encouragement, a listening ear, or a small act of kindness that makes someone's day a little brighter. These small seeds of love and service can grow into forests of hope. At 80, you know that the little things you did for others often had the biggest impact. Serving others also gives your life purpose. Many people spend years chasing success only to reach the top and feel empty. Why? Because success without significance feels hollow. True fulfillment comes when your life means more than just your own comfort. It means making a difference in the lives of others. Purpose is found not in accumulation, but in contribution. And here's the beautiful thing: when you serve others, you don't lose, you gain. You gain joy, you gain gratitude, you gain perspective. Serving others shifts your focus from what you lack to how much you already have. It reminds you of the blessings in your life and gives you a deeper appreciation for every moment. Service is also a form of legacy. Long after you are gone, people may forget the titles you held or the possessions you own, but they will never forget how you made them feel. They will remember your kindness, your generosity, and your willingness to help when they needed it most. Serving others is how you write your story into the hearts of people forever. At 80, you know this. Serving others doesn't make you weaker. It makes you stronger. It builds compassion, resilience, and wisdom. It teaches you that no matter how much you give, you can never run out of love. In fact, the more you give, the more you receive, because service multiplies the goodness in your own life. So serving others is not just a responsibility. it's an opportunity. An opportunity to leave every place better than you found it, to make every person feel valued, and to use your life as a gift to the world.